Greetings, you all. This video is about the IRB process and the IRB applications. All of you all should be certified. The CITI training program, if you had me last semester, that was one of the assignments that you had due toward the end of the semester. If you had it a year ago with Court Voorhees, he also took you through that. You can go to CITI.org and check your date. I will talk to you about that in the process of going through this. For your interviewing assignment, you're going to have to go through the IRB process because you're talking to people. For ethnographies, you don't have to do that, but I want to get the process started so you can get approved. And we don't come in for the interviews and you have to take a couple of weeks to get approved. It usually doesn't take very long to get it approved, but I want to stay ahead of the game. By this time, you should have some sort of idea what your ethnography is going to be, which also kind of gives you an idea of who you want to talk to. The ethnography actually will be sitting and observing things. The interview would be interviewing a couple of people in that situation the next time you go back. So I want to go on and get the IRB process out of the way. If you go to your Blackboard site and go to IRB process, I put up a couple of things. I put up the application form, and I also put up a sample, which is an example that one of my students did a couple of semesters back in the spring, and it's a pretty good, very succinct look at how to put an IRB application together. I have one pulled up. What I have done for you is I have downloaded the application from IRB.net, and I'll also give you, we need to do this process first, but I'll also give you a tutorial on how to upload things into the IRB system. Right now, I would like for you to concentrate on getting the form together, and then I'll do another video on how to upload it once you do. You'll notice that there are things in yellow. These are the things that I need for you to fill out. There were other things in there that I just went on and filled out myself and checked the boxes. Some of those are kind of sensitive, and I wanted to make sure that I checked either yes or no, depending on what the answer should be, to make this go through pretty quickly. As a rule, most of these are exempt, or at least that means that they don't have to go through any kind of committee and they can just make a decision. Some of them don't really need IRB application, but I go on and put one through just in case, so that it's in my file. In case anything ever comes up, then I can say that I did do it. So basically your name, address, and all of that, and then it has completion of CIT program. You'll click yes and put your date. By the way, with this yes and no, all you have to do is double click on it and it'll pull up this box and you hit checked. And it goes in like that, so we'll go check marks. A mark will go in the box. You also need to put a permanent address where you can be reached in the next 12 months. Is this your thesis or dissertation? Some of you all might be using this for thesis research. If you are, go on and put it in there. If you're not, just click no. All the rest of this stuff on this page I have filled out. So on page 2, it's some information about funding and stuff, and I know what the answers are, so I filled it out so you don't have to fool with it. When you come to the third page, this is where we really need to hear from you. You're going to provide a summary of the research proposed, what you're going to do, what are your hypotheses, and what is your research design. Your research design is in-depth interviewing. So you will put that you're in-depth interviewing, and it's going to ask you some more questions as you go on, but that's what you're going to do. Informed consent is at the end, and I will show you a little bit about that. So you will say some words here, and then usually it's an appendix of what you want that to look like. Then in procedures, in D, it says provide a step-by-step description of each procedure, including how long, how many times you're going to interview, how long the interview would be, and the location of where you're going to do it. So in other words, if you're going to a school to interview a teacher, you would say, I'm going to go to Owensboro High School. I am going to go 4 times. I'm going to talk to 3 teachers. It'll be approximately an hour-and-a-half interview, and any other details that you might put in there. So they want it to be very specific. When, where, how long, how many people. So make sure that you do that or it will get turned back to you. And the other one, it's about being maintained. I've already filled it out that I will keep your data for 3 years. So that's kind of normal procedure. Describe all known anticipated risks to the subject In most of your cases, you'll simply say there are no known risks for this project. The benefits, you know what the benefits are. If you're trying to start a community garden, the benefits would be that the result of this gardening project would mean that there'll be some access to food in this neighborhood. Kids that are overweight will be on better diets. It'll build community and all those things. So those are some of the benefits of doing the project. If there's a list of references, that would mean that if anything up in this other category, usually in the proposed research project, if you're citing anybody, make sure that you put your references at the bottom. They leave a place for that. Now then, the last part of this is doing your informed consent. This is just a sample. And basically all of this stuff will come out of here. You're not going to have this listed like this. It won't look like that. It'll be in paragraph form. It says delete this note and use as much space as needed to example the states. And there's a lot of things that help you go with that. Everybody's going to do theirs differently. So you need to tailor your informed consent to what you're going to be doing. Now, you've got a guide and it sort of shows you how to do it. Please look at the sample that I gave you. They did a really good job doing their letter for informed consent. And this will go in as your appendix. So I think that that's pretty much all I need to tell you right now about doing the IRB form. I want you to start looking at it. If you have questions, let me know. And then we can go from there. Good luck with this project.